so starting on our backs here really quick, go ahead and just roll down, and anything you want to do here, you can stretch out, lengthen out, give yourself a nice big stretch, wiggle the fingers and the toes. You can even circle the wrists and the ankles. Okay, good. And then let's go ahead and plant the feet onto the mat. Knees will point up towards the sky here. Okay, and let's just take a nice big deep inhale in through our nose. Big exhale out through our mouth. Inhaling in. Big exhale out. Allowing yourself to settle into the ground and onto the mat. Inhaling in. Big exhale out. Okay, good. And then place your hands anywhere that feels where you can really connect to yourself. Okay, so usually that's, probably touching yourself. Okay, so maybe one hand on your heart, maybe both hands on the ribs or the hips or on your abdominals. And just gently begin to close your eyes if you haven't already. And just like that mental check-in. And with this mental check-in, we're going to scan the body first. Okay, so with your mind, okay, just kind of scan your body. Just kind of checking in, noticing what you're working with today, maybe new aches and pains. Okay, maybe it's some stiff joints from the cold weather, wearing boots, right? My floor is really cold, so my feet have been really cold and stiff. All right, so just checking in all parts of the body. Okay, and then also with this mental check-in, okay, first we did the physical scan, and then now our mental scan is really just going to be creating space in our mind, okay? So this is all, of course, easier said than done, but just allowing space to be in your mind, letting go of any thoughts that you're holding on to, like if something just keeps popping up in your mind. Okay, see if you can just send some breath into that space. Let your thoughts become clear and present in this moment so that you can really have time for obviously your physical self, but also for a mental break, right? Like this is a nice physical break for us to connect with our body, but also, to let our mind have this space to be present and in the moment with our body. Such a powerful tool, right? To be in the space, in the present moment with our physical body and present self. Creating space for clarity. And really just creating space, right? Like I find that when I have these nice clear thoughts and take this moment of silent or pause, that I almost have this weight lifted off of my shoulders, this like sigh of relief, to be able to be present. And it might just be a glimpse, right? It could just be for a moment. Okay, and it could be for the entire hour. Awesome. But again, it's a practice, right? So just take your time finding that space and clarity. And we do that by checking in with our breath, by breathing in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth, and that helps us become present. Okay, from here, we're just going to begin to move. Okay, so I'm actually going to widen my stance a little bit. So just let my feet walk out a little bit wider, bend my shoulders, and I'm going to start to do little window wipers here, okay? The window wipers and shifting from side to side can be fast. It can be slow and holding. Okay, you can move through it. Okay, we're just going to shift from side to side. Okay, great. So I guess another few more rounds here. And we'll point the knees back up towards the sky. And then we'll just walk our feet a little bit closer together. So we start to come into hip width distance. Oh my goodness. Say that 20 times fast. Okay, hip distance apart with the feet. Okay, knees again are hip distance as well too. Okay, and we're going to come into a baby bridge. Okay, so we're gonna start to find a little bit of activation here. So baby bridge is going to be a little bit of this curl of the tailbone. So we're slightly tucking the tailbone and curling up one vertebrae at a time. And instead of coming to this like really big bridge where we like open up the ribs, really press our hips open, we're going to come into a small bridge where it's a little bit more of a diagonal. Ribs are nice and tight together. And we're really thinking about hugging the knees in. You can even squeeze a block if you want to here in between the legs. And then we're going to roll and peel down one vertebrae at a time. Okay, so we're just going to slowly roll down nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Good. And then again, releasing the tailbone, maybe a nice little rock, tucking the tailbone under, curling up like a little shrimp, rolling up, peeling up. And again, it's just a baby bridge. Okay, just getting the hamstrings, quads activated, grounding through the feet, pressing into your arms, and then slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Okay, we're going to do about 5 of these. At your own pace, of course, if you want to go fast, so you can always do more, okay, but we're going to shoot for 5. Okay, so here's our third one, grounding through the feet, baby bridge. Good. Think about hugging those knees in, activating those inner thighs, hamstrings, glutes, a little bit of the quads. Exhaling, peeling down, rolling down, nice and slow. Good. 2 more. Inhaling, rolling up, peeling up nice and slow, rooting down through the feet. Activating that lower body, exhaling, lowering down, and of course, abdominals as well too. Okay, last one. Okay, peeling up, rolling up. Okay, and baby bridge actually may feel a little bit harder because you really have to, control yourself not to go to the fullest expression. You kind of have to kick in some muscles here to help you hold and pause. Good. Exhaling, peeling down, rolling down, nice and slow. Okay. And then just 3 of these. So same thing. These can grow a little bit bigger. You can still do baby bridge, or if you want to go a little bit bigger, that's fine. We're going to add the arms though. Okay. So hips and arms are going to arrive at the same time. Lift straight arms. Arms are going to start to reach up towards the sky, curling the tailbone, rolling up, lifting up. Arms are going to reach back behind you as your hips lift up. And again, this still can be small bridge, baby bridge, or a bigger bridge. And then on your exhale, you're going to slowly lower your arms down with control with your spine. Arms and hips arrive at the same time. Okay. Good. Okay. So 2 more times, just like that. Inhaling, peeling up, rolling up, arms reach up over the head, floating the arms back. Good. Exhaling, arms and hips lower down at the same time. So just a little coordination here for us. Awesome. Last one, rolling up, peeling up, arms lift, hips lift. Good. Ground through the feet. And then exhaling, arms, hips, everything lower down. Nice and slow. Awesome. And then again, little baby window wipers or big window wipers, slow ones, fast ones. Okay, whatever speed you need to be at to clear the water off your windshields. Okay. Okay, good. From here, knees point back up towards the sky. We're going to hug the right knee into our chest. Okay, good. And we're going to keep this left leg bent here at first. It doesn't have to be like a nice solid bend. You can be a little softer bend, so you can always straighten the leg just a little bit. But keep the left leg bent for sure to keep that stability. Okay, we're going to interlace the hands around the right hamstring. Okay. And you can think of this not as like your deepest hamstring stretch. This is, again, to be an active hamstring stretch to support. We want to kind of warm up the muscles all around the leg so we get this nice stretch. Okay, so we're going to kick the right leg up towards the sky, and then we're going to bend it in. We're going to do this 10 times, bending and stretching. Okay, so again, you don't have to think about your foot towards your face, just kind of, and the part that feels good for you. We're going to bend and stretch, again, about 10 times. Foot can be flexed, foot can be pointed. You can do a mix of both, just kind of checking in, but really thinking about how that quad activates as you straighten the leg. So again, it can be a little bit lower as well too, okay? Okay, I lost count a little bit. I'm so sorry. Okay, if we do an extra one, that's okay. Let's do one more. Okay, good. Now from here, we're going to slowly, with the legs straight, we're going to start to walk our hands up our legs. So preferably not on the knee joint. Okay, maybe a little bit above. And again, the leg can be bent here. We're going to press our hand into our leg into our hand so much that it lifts our head and our neck up. Okay, so we're finding this resistance in our hamstring. Again, I'm going to do this with a bent knee so you can kind of see it with the bent knee. Okay, my head, my neck, and shoulders are lifted. I'm pressing my leg into my hands. I'm finding this resistance. I'm going to hold this for about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to release my head, neck, and shoulders down. Okay, and we're going to do this about 5 times. Okay, so press your leg into your hands into your leg. Find that resistance. Let it lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Pressing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then lowering right back down. Okay, so we're finding this active stretching. Okay, press the leg into the hands, curl up, lift up, and again, leg can be totally bent. Okay, it does not have to be straight. It can be straight. You can always find that bend. Good, and then lowering back down. Good. 2 more times. Again, pressing your leg into your hands, finding that press into the hamstring. That activation requires a lot of strength. I know. Good. And then lowering back down. Good. Last one, pressing the leg into the hands, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders up. And again, knee can always be bent. That is totally fine. I'm going to make my elbows wide so you kind of see what that looks like. Woo. And then lowering back down. Okay. Woo. Okay, that was about 5 times here. This is where you can take your strap around your foot. Okay. And then we're going to hang out here for this nice big hamstring stretch. Okay, now this is the part where if you want to straighten the leg, you can. Okay, the left leg, or you can keep it bent. And again, if you don't have a strap, that's fine. You can keep your hands interlaced behind the hamstring, or again, if you want to crawl it up, okay? So my hope and my wish is that your leg feels nice and warm after doing some active stretching, okay, that we can find this nice release. Okay, good. Let's just breathe here just a little bit longer. Okay. And then I'm going to take my strap into my left hand. Okay. My right hand, I'm going to take my thumb and I'm just going to kind of press it into my right hip crease. Okay. So the top of my thigh, I'm just going to use it to kind of help guide my hip down. So I'm not hiking my hip up. So I just want to kind of lengthen out through the front of the hip. Okay. The goal here is to find space, freedom. Okay. Length. And then we're going to come into a little IT band stretch. So right leg's going to come to the left shoulder. Okay. Yeah. And then just pause. It's very small, very slight. My foot, you know, again, is right in front of the left shoulder here, just crossing the body ever so slightly. Okay. And then to make things really fun, we're just going to flex and point the foot. Okay. And again, you can do this without holding the strap. You can hang on to the strap, whatever feels good here. Okay. If you need to bend the knee a couple times, that's fine too, but just point and flex through the right foot. Woo! All right. All right, about, again, 8 times, 10 times, okay, just getting a nice little stretch here. Okay. And then we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going into the twist, okay? So we're going to bring that right leg all the way across, okay? And of course, adjust your space if you need to. Okay, I'm going to let this right leg come all the way over to the left. I'm going to release my strap, okay? And again, right leg can stay straight or it can always soften and bend as well. And then right arm's going to reach out to the right for the nice big twist here, okay? Good. You can still keep imagining that right hip bone, okay? That thumb can press into it to really press that right hip away. So again, it's all about creating length, space. Think freedom in your body. Think lightness. Okay. We want to have like nice, juicy, full, luscious movement here. Okay, so that feels really good in our body. Okay, we don't want anything feeling stuck. Okay, of course, you know, we can always work through those things with breath. And then again, just that clarity of that movement, clarity of that space, being present. Oh gosh, this feels so good. Okay, let's stay a little bit longer. Okay, awesome. All right, and then we're just gonna make our way back onto our backs any way you need to. Coming back, you can keep your legs straight, you can keep it bent. Okay, I'm gonna unhook my foot here, lengthen back out just for a moment, okay? And then last thing we're gonna do, right knee into the chest, okay? So same leg, and we're gonna come into half happy baby pose, okay? So arm is gonna come into the inside of the right leg to grab the ankle or the outer edge of the foot. And again, left leg can be straight or it can be bent, whatever feels good, okay? Knee is bent, knee is moving towards the outside of the right shoulder as best as we can. And again, this is just like a nice big stretch for the inner hip, okay? Of course, the hamstring as well too, good. And then just breathe here. If you wanted to use your strap here, that's also an option as well too. If you're like struggling or feeling tight, right? Like hold your strap, use your strap so you're not causing any pain in your hip, okay? You want this to feel, again, luscious, juicy, right? You want your body to feel really good here, okay? Yeah, so this might look a little bit different than mine. Okay, inhale in, exhale, release that right leg all the way down. Whew, okay, shake it out just a little bit. Observe that right side. And then we'll move to the second side, okay? So we'll start with our knees bent. Hopefully that right side feels really good, okay? And then we'll bring that left knee into our chest, give it a nice little hug here, keeping the right leg bent. And again, it can be not super tight. It can be a little more open, okay? And then we'll grab behind the left hamstring. And then this is all like nice big warm up for the hamstring, okay? 10 of these, straightening the leg and bending the knee, straightening the leg, and again, engaging the quads as you do this. Good, so warming up, supporting the hamstring here as we engage the quads to help by releasing the hamstrings. Good, breathe. Try not to move too fast in these. Okay, good. Good, of course, again, because I'm like yapping, I apologize. I think we've got like one more. Okay, and again, if we do a couple extra, that's okay. Okay, good. So legs stay straight. We're gonna walk our hands up the leg. Again, leg can be bent as well. Okay, and again, activating the hamstrings, okay? Pressing our leg into our hands into our legs to lift our head up, holding here as we're pressing actively into our hands, holding for 5 seconds. And then releasing and lowering back down. Good. Lifting up, pressing your leg into your hands into your legs. Find that nice big resistance as your head, neck, and shoulders lift. Press, 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 and release. Awesome. 3 more times. So 5 of these presses, pressing the hamstring, pressing the leg into the hands, activating that hamstring. And releasing back down. Good. And again, I'll demo with the knee bent so you can see that as well. Pressing your leg into your hands into your leg. Okay, so finding that resistance. Ooh, digging that heel and lowering right back down. Okay, good. Last one. Pressing your leg into your hands into your leg. Again, really feel that press, that resistance. And exhale, release, taking your strap again around the ball mount of the left foot. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. And then coming into the hamstring stretch again. Right leg can straighten if that feels right in your body, or it can stay bent. Okay, good. And then just breathe here. So getting that nice release from activating the hamstrings and the quads. Breathing. Good. A few more deep breaths on this side. Okay, and then taking the strap into the right hand, and then just doing a nice little check self-adjustment here with the left hand. You're gonna press your left hand into your left thigh bone to help press the leg away. Okay, and of course I'm doing this pretty dramatically, just so you can kind of see what I am doing. And then IT band stretch, right leg is going to cross just a pinch over. Left leg's going to cross a pinch over to the right shoulder for the IT band stretch. And then we're just going to flex and point the foot. Okay, good. And again, knee can always be bent. That is not the point. Okay, just feeling the stretch is most important. Okay. Even if it looks different. Okay, good. And then from here, crossing all the way over, keeping that space in the hips, coming all the way into the twist with the straight leg, or again, it can be a soft bend as well. Releasing the strap, arms reaching out nice and wide. And again, driving that left hip down ever so slightly. So again, it's all about creating space in the belly here, okay, in the side body, in the chest. Good. Whew. And breathe. Okay, a few more deep breaths. Okay, and then we're gonna make our way onto our backs again. Any way you need to come out of this, okay? You can crumple in, you can keep the legs straight. Good, and then the last thing we'll do is our half happy baby pose. So again, if you want to straighten out for just a moment, and then hug that left knee into your chest, and then slowly begin to move the left knee out to the left, so you can grab the outer edge of your foot, your ankle, or again, the strap as well, okay? Good. And then coming into our half happy baby pose, okay? And then I'll just demo on this side with the strap in my half happy baby pose, okay? Yeah. So it may not go, your leg may not go as low to the ground, right? But that's okay, as long as you're feeling this nice stretch in the left leg that is feeling spacious, okay? Creating space. Creating again like that nice, yummy, full movement, okay, even when we're holding it. Awesome. Slowly release that left leg all the way down. Good, and a nice little shake out here. Okay, wonderful. Good, everyone. Okay, we're just gonna make our way onto our stomachs, okay, so onto our tummies, okay, so gently just flip on over. Okay. And this is just going to be our last little version of our flow here before we come up into standing, okay, so go ahead and let's just come on up into feet pose, so elbows and forearms down, and then just pressing down the lift up. Okay, good, and again, just thinking about the abdominals just a little bit, just think about your belly button moving towards your spine, so you're always supporting the low back. Good, and then lowering down, forehead into your hands, or hands, chin into the hands is fine. And then we're gonna do the same thing that we did on our backs, okay? We're gonna take our right leg, and we're just gonna curl it in 10 times, okay? So just bending and straightening the leg. Good, and again, you can do this with toes pointed. You can halfway through, change the flex feet, okay? So just 10 little hamstring curls here. Good. Awesome. Okay, and then we're just going to switch to the other side. So again, 10 on the left, just little hamstring curls here. Good. Just noticing how maybe this feels different on your stomach versus your back, right? Good. Definitely can feel like where I'm tight, like how my pelvis moves while I'm kicking, right? Like my quads are really tight. Okay, awesome. And then go and relax the legs. And again, the legs do not have to be together. They can be a little bit wider apart. We're gonna come back up into that Sphinx pose, elbows and forearms down, pressing down the lift up. Good, thinking about the abdominals lifting. Nice and active through the body here. Okay, awesome. And then exhaling, slowly lowering right back down. Okay, I'm gonna do my left side first. Okay, so you're going to reach the left arm out to the left. It can be directly out from the shoulder, or again, it can be slightly a small diagonal in line with your left ear. We're going to just come into the chest stretch. Right hand under your shoulder, and you're going to press your right hand into the mat to help stack your hips. Okay, right leg can also reach back if that feels okay on your shoulder. and on your chest, okay? So we're just gonna hold here in the stretch, the shoulder chest stretch here. Okay, for any reason this doesn't feel good, you can do this exact same stretch against the wall. Okay, yeah, just stand with the left arm out. Walk your hips and chest away from the wall. Good. And just breathe. Okay, good. Exhaling, slowly coming back to the center, nice and slow. And we're going to switch to the second side right away, okay? Right arm out to the right, left hand under the shoulder. And again, straight out from the shoulder, hand, wrist, and shoulder in line, or you can do a small diagonal out to the right. And then again, press into the left hand, flip the hips. Again, left leg can reach back behind you, giving you a little kickstand here to stretch your chest, your shoulder out, okay? And again, just go to your edge, don't overdo it. This is, again, this practice is meant to make us feel good, okay? Suffering is optional in our yoga practice, okay? So move in a way that feels good. Show up really present for yourself. Show up in a good way, right? Woo, on this side, I can actually really feel the stretch in my neck. All right, we'll slowly start to make our way back onto our tummies, okay? Good. And then last thing here, okay, we're gonna prop back up into Sphinx pose, elbows and forearms. Okay, and remember, this next thing that we're gonna do, you can stay upright here with your elbows in under your shoulders, okay? Or you can always walk your elbows farther away from you to make it less in the low back, okay? So we're going to take the right arm and we're gonna bring it across the right forearm, excuse me. Okay, and this is just to prop myself up so I can keep my chest up. I'm going to bend my left leg in, okay? And then left arm's just gonna reach around and to grab your foot, okay? I'm gonna reach all the way around so that I grab the inside of my left foot because that's what feels good to me. If it feels better, you know, for your thumb to be down, that's fine. This is all, again, meant to be to support the chest and the shoulders to open them up, okay? So same thing that we did on our stomach, on our backs, we're gonna do on our stomach, okay? We're gonna press our foot into our hand, okay? And then our hand into our foot so we find a little resistance. And then we feel ourselves kind of lift up here out of our chest, out of our stomach, okay? So we're coming into just like a little baby back bend, quad stretch, okay? Good, we wanna make this really active, okay? So less about like pulling in to stretch, we wanna feel the foot press away into the hand, okay? Good, okay, release. And then we're just going to switch sides, okay? That's it, I'm just gonna take a moment. Little window wiper here before I go to the second side. Okay, propping back up, Sphinx pose. Left forearm crosses in, again, just to kind of prop me up. Right knee bends, okay? I'm gonna reach all the way around to grab the inside of my foot. My thumb is up towards the sky. Good, okay, and then for a moment, I'm gonna kind of see what it feels like to fold in, and then I'm gonna press my foot into my hand, okay? And when I do that, I get really active, okay? Good, hand into the foot, find that resistance. And again, you can always walk this left elbow forward if it's too much on your back. Good, just breathe. And exhale, slowly release, lower down, nice and slow. Bend the knees, and again, baby window wipers here. Okay, and that's gonna be the last thing we do on that series here. Okay. When you're ready, we're gonna make our way up into tabletop. Woo, all right. I know, didn't think we were gonna make it, but we're gonna make it through. I've got so much planned today. We've got to make it all the way through our standing work now, okay? All right, so just a few rounds of cat and cow, shifting around from side to side. Good. Okay, good. And anything else you need to do, if you need to straighten your legs out a couple times, okay, anything goes here. Just want you to move in a way that feels good, okay? All right, we're gonna make our way into our first downward facing dog, okay? And My hope is as we move into downward dog, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips up, that we actually feel pretty warm already. Like our shoulders should feel a little more open. Our hamstrings should feel nice and open as well too from all the stretches that we just did on our backs and on our stomach as well, okay? So again, pedaling out through your feet, checking in, just noticing like, ooh, how does this downward dog feel? And, you know, and again, if you're still feeling stiff, that's okay, right? We're gonna spend some time flowing here to get the blood moving through the entire body, standing sequence, okay? Inhaling, looking up at your hands, slowly traveling to the top of your mat. Folding forward, nice big forward fold. Good. Hanging on to opposite elbows, swaying from side to side. Good. Now we start to wake up like the ankles and the calves, so we start to feel grounded, okay? Good, releasing the feet. Let's slowly roll up to come all the way up to standing, nice and slow. Arms reach up over your head, and exhaling, hands at your heart center. Inhaling, arms reach up over your head. Exhaling, folding forward, nice big forward fold. Right leg steps back, high lunge, okay? Take your time, right leg steps all the way back. Keep your hands connected to the mat here at first, okay? So dip the hips, roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart, keeping your hands rooted into the mat or into blocks, okay? Props are always welcome. Go ahead and hold here, breathe here. Twisting, right hand down, left arm up towards the sky. Good, left hand lowers down, straighten the left leg, wide leg pyramid pose. Good, so nice, again, another little hamstring stretch here. Okay. Option to flex the left toes up towards the sky. Left leg bends, gently stepping back, plank pose. Good, take your time, and again, remember, plank your way, straight legs or bent knees, okay? We're gonna start with this nice soft variation of our chaturanga, okay? So we're gonna lower the knees down. Bending the elbows, chest and chin touch first. Good, and then dropping the hips, rolling the shoulders, lifting up into your back bend of choice. Sphinx pose, cobra, upward facing dog. Good, toes tuck under, we'll press back, downward facing dog. Okay, great, and that's our flow. We just got the second side to do, okay? Inhaling, looking up at the hands, traveling to the top of the mat. Rolling up to come all the way up to standing, take your time. Arms reach up over your head. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. Inhaling, arms reach up. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Again, knees can be bent here. Left leg steps back, high lunge. Good, this is our high-low lunge, okay? So it's like our runner's lunge, okay? So nice big wide step, hands stay connected to the mat, dip the hips, roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart. Keep those fingertips grounded, keep those hands grounded into blocks. Breathe. Twisting, left hand down, right arm up towards the sky. Inhale in. Exhale, hand lowers down, right leg straightens, wide leg pyramid pose. Good, and again, option to flex through the right toes. Yeah. Okay, good. Right knee bends, stepping back, plank pose. Good. Second round here, knees lower down, bending the elbows, lowering the chin and the chest. Good, and then a nice little roll to come down, to come up into your back bend of choice. Exhaling, lowering down, we'll make our way back into downward facing dog. Okay, good. From here, let's actually widen our stance, okay? So make your feet, I don't know, maybe as wide as your mat, maybe as wide as your shoulders. Okay, kind of check out how that feels to have a nice big wide leg downward dog. Ooh, it feels good. Okay, bend the knees, walk your hands back towards your feet, okay? Oh yeah. Okay, good. Okay, and then we're just gonna hang out here in this forward fold. You can hang on to opposite elbows if you'd like. Rock a little bit from side to side. Awesome. And actually, let's go ahead and interlace our hands behind our back, okay? And then you can lift your arms up over your head again for a nice big shoulder stretch, okay? And again, you can still play with your legs here, bending one knee to the other, shifting from side to side. Okay, good. And then go ahead and release the arms. I'm gonna walk my feet a little closer underneath me. So again, I'm about hip distance apart, okay? This time I'm gonna interlace my hands behind my head, okay? And that's really just kind of giving my neck a little traction here. Okay, I'm gonna nod my head gently. Yes and no. It feels better to nod my head yes. So I'm gonna stick with just yes. Okay, good. Okay, release the arms. Bend the knees and slowly come all the way up to standing. Again, nice and slow. Arms reach up over your head. Good, and exhaling, hands at your heart center. Okay, good. We're gonna move into just a little balancing sequence, okay? And we'll start with the left leg, okay? So in this balancing sequence, okay, I know I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking here on this first side, but just be patient, have fun with it. If you fall, wobble, awesome, okay? Like that's the whole point, okay? Is when we fall out of something, right, we get stronger. So don't feel like you have to stick it, okay? It's meant to kind of challenge your balance and kind of throw you off a little bit, okay? So be light, okay? Giggle, laugh at yourself. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're gonna bring our left knee into our chest, okay? This is the pose. You can hang on to your hand with your knee, okay? This is the pose. If you want to challenge your balance here, you're going to take your peace fingers, okay, and your thumb, okay? Peace, fingers, thumb, wrap it around your big toe, thumb will hook, and then you can come up nice and strong like this, okay? Holding your foot, big toe with your hand, okay? Good. Okay, so balancing, grounding through that right foot, left knee to the chest. Again, grabbing a hold of your knee or your big toe. And stand up nice and tall. Breathe, okay? Focus on one point on the floor, maybe that's not moving, okay? And again, this is the pose, or maybe you start to kick that foot forward for that hamstring stretch we did earlier. Leg can stay bent, it does not have to go straight, okay? Again, we're just playing here. If you fall out of it, start all over again very slowly. Take your time, ground back into that right foot. Lift the knee up to your chest. Okay, good. Breathe. Okay, we're gonna let go of the left foot. Hold it here. See if you can reach your arms up over your head. Hold, hold, hold. Point your toes. Slowly step onto that left foot, okay? Right knee is going to bend. You're going to kick your heel to your butt, okay? And then here again, we're going to grab the foot with our right hand, okay? Anyway, it does not matter, okay? And here is the pose, okay? We're going to come into dancer, kicking your foot into your hand into your foot. Maybe the knee lifts, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you start to shift forward a little bit, okay? Same thing we did on our stomach, okay? Same balance. Same movement, can be small. Breathe. When we release the right leg, we're going to shift it up to our chest and reach that right leg forward, maybe. Hold it there. Step on the right foot. Tree pose, left leg lands into tree. Good, left foot rises up anywhere above or below the knee. Good, balancing here. staying here or interlacing your hands behind your head. Okay, good. And then let your thumbs help lift your head up a little bit higher. Maybe start to lean back into your hands and maybe start to look up towards the sky, cradling the back of your head. Whew. Breathe. And again, if you fall out of it, just start over again. Slowly land your feet on the mat. Mountain pose, so we're at the top of the mat now. Okay, good. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, folding forward, forward fold. Right leg steps back. High, low lunge. Okay, right leg back. Good. Bend into that left knee. Dip the hips, roll the shoulders, lift the chest and the heart. Okay, we know the flow. Good. Twisting, right hand down, left arm up towards the sky. Good. Inhale in. Exhale, hand lowers down, straighten the front leg. Again, option to flex through the ankle, the toes up towards the sky for the hamstring stretch. Okay. Left leg bends. Journeying back into downward dog your way. Okay. So again, remember I was saying not too many vinyasas planned for today. Okay. This will be like the third one, fourth one. Okay. Option to skip them, sit back, child's pose, any way. Okay. We'll all meet back in downward dog. Good. Really nice, beautiful work. Breathe. Good. Bend the knees, walk the hands back towards your feet. Good. Bending the knees to roll up to come all the way up to standing. Nice and gentle. Good. Arms up over your head. Exhaling, hands at your heart center. All right. Second side. Okay. Grounding into that left foot. Right knee to your chest. And again, option to just hang on to the knee. Or with your right hand, you'll grab a hold of that big toe, peace fingers and thumb. Good, sitting up nice and tall. Good, this is the pose. This is the posture, okay? And again, we're just practicing, balancing, laughing at ourselves, being light, no judgment, kicking that right foot forward. Maybe leg goes straight, maybe it stays bent. Good, more importantly, chest stays lifted the entire time. Breathe. Good. Root down through that left foot. Begin again if you fall. That's okay. Finding that strength, that balance. Good. We're going to let go of that right foot. Hold it as best as you can. Point the toes, arms up over your head. Step on that right foot, left knee bends, grabbing your left foot with your left hand. Good. Knees can stay together or kicking your foot into your hand or hand into your foot. Okay, maybe baby dancer, maybe big dancer. Okay, maybe just the quad stretch, whatever feels good in your body. Just breathe. Good, balance. Just a little more strength here as we release the foot and the hand. Left leg is going to reach forward, whatever height. Hold it out there. Again, point the toes. Step on that left foot. Tree pose. Right knee will float anywhere it lands, or you can lift your foot up. Good. Interlacing the hands behind the head. Good. And then pressing your hands into your head into your hands. Maybe start to look up towards the sky. Good. Just maybe shake things up a little bit by changing our focus. Good. Awesome. When you're ready, landing with your feet on the ground, arms down. Good. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Left leg steps back. High lunge. Good. Arms stay grounded. Dip the hips. Roll the shoulders. Lift the chest and the heart. Breathe. Left hand down, right arm up, twisting. Inhale in, exhale, right hand lower, straighten the right leg, flex through the toes if you wish, hamstring stretch. Checking in with your breathing. Awesome, bend that right knee, stepping back, downward dog your way. Good, any version of your vinyasa, your flow. Take a few big inhales in through the nose and then big deep exhales out through the mouth. Okay, great. And then we're going to move into pigeon pose, okay? Let's start with the left leg, okay? Let's reach that left leg up towards the sky. Good. Left knee towards your left wrist. Good, lowering onto your shin and your knee. And gently just bumping those hips back. Good. And we'll make our way onto our forearms if you'd like. Good. Yeah. Or again, if you want to use any props, you're welcome, you know, pillow under the chest, blocks under the forehead. Good. Okay, good. And of course, I forgot to wear my watch today, so I'm going to time this for us, okay? Good. And, you know, any little mindful movements of shifting a little bit from side to side, a little bit of like oscillating, that is always welcome. Again, remember when we're moving in this way, we want to move in a way that feels supportive and not we're just moving because we're bored or feeling fidgety or, right? We want to still stay in the present moment. So if you're choosing to move a little bit, whether it be your hips or your upper body, you know, do it with purpose and with intention of supporting the posture for yourself, okay? Yeah, and any variations here are welcome. Threading the needle, walking the hands over to the right side or even the left side, whatever feels good in your body. Any stillness, any vibrations. And remember, in our practice, you know, we're striving for this freedom, this release, this space in our body. So anytime you begin to lose that, right, check in. Maybe you went too far. Maybe you need to ease out of the pose. Maybe you need to use a prop to allow you to feel supportive. Allow you to feel that support. That's really important. Okay, that you honor your body and check in with yourself. Okay, good. Slowly start to walk your hands in. Okay, and we're gonna make our way back into downward facing dog. Okay, and again, downward dog your way, okay? Again, check in. You want to do a vinyasa, maybe some cat and cows. And when you're ready, here we are in our downward dog. Right leg will lift up towards the sky. Right knee towards your right wrist. Lowering down on your knee and shin. And again, just adjusting as you need to for this right side. Maybe the side needs something different. Okay, so honor that. Good. And again, I'll just put a little timer on for us. So we do the same, about the same time on the first side for the second side, okay? Yeah. Again, any oscillating, shifting from side to side, the hips, or even with the upper body, go for it. Yeah. Just breathe. I've also been practicing, especially in pigeon, because it's a pose that I do throughout the day. Multiple times to help support, some of the back pain I've been having lately. And when I'm in pigeon pose, it's always not always the most pleasant, but I always find that it's a good time for me to be grateful for my body and to really thank myself for doing this stretch. Okay. And as we move into, the end of our practice, it's always nice to be in that space of like gratitude and like a sigh of relief of showing up for yourself on your mat, right? Being kind to your body. You can start to invite that joy and gratitude in, even here in your pigeon pose, okay? Slowly start to walk your hands back underneath you, okay? And we're actually gonna stay seated, okay? So we're gonna lean over to the right, and we're gonna gently, very gently, be careful with that back leg. We're gonna bring that left leg around. Ooh, okay. And we'll set ourselves up for little window wipers here, seated, okay? So I'm gonna start off with my knees bent, shifting a little bit from side to side. And then I'm actually going to straighten my legs out and then do kind of like the same thing, but kind of like a little baby version of this. And that feels so good for me. I'm going to shake my legs out. Hopefully it feels good for you too, okay? A little wagging of the feet and the hips. Okay, good. And let's make our way onto our backs. Okay. Hug your knees into your chest. Oh, give yourself a nice big hug. Any circling of the knees and the hips, of course, is always invited. Happy baby pose. Okay, anything else that you would like to do in your practice so it feels complete, this is the time to do that. Okay, I'm going to end. Again, you're welcome to do your own thing. I'm just going to come into happy baby pose. And I'm going to slowly, when I'm ready, I'm going to slowly start to stretch my legs out onto the mat, coming into Shavasana. Okay. And remember, Shavasana, you can have your knees bent. And also, if, Shavasana doesn't feel right for you right now, seated meditation is always welcome. So you can always end your practice seated as well. Okay. Closing the eyes. Just allowing your body to realign, to reset. Letting the body rest for this small moment in our practice so that we can begin to breathe in the benefits of our practice. Feeling enriched by our moving meditation. Feeling that space in our mind and in our hearts and in our body. That freedom, that liberty. Space, okay? Space is, that word just keeps coming up for me, space. Begin to deepen your breath and fill up your entire body with your breath. Slowly begin to add movement back into your body. Maybe by wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe window wipers. And however you're coming out of your Shavasana, take your time to come up to seated, okay? There's no rush. You can stay as long as you need to. And when you arrive in seated, let's just place one hand over our heart and then the other hand on top of it. And again, just take a moment to scan your body. Notice how you feel now versus when you first started. Good, and then gently just pressing your palms together at your heart center. And take a nice big deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale out through your mouth. And slowly just begin to smile in honor of your practice, everyone. Namaste.